All right, welcome back to another School Principal Reacts. My name is Brandon, and I'm a school principal from the U.S. state of Georgia, doing another episode of SpongeBob SquarePants today. This one, again, comes from you all's suggestions. It's called Mandatory Music, which immediately piques my interest because I was a music teacher for many years before becoming a school administrator. This one, interestingly, is also from season 13, which is one of the latest seasons that I have reacted to here on this channel. So I'm expecting something very different in style, but we'll see. Just a reminder, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please consider becoming one by clicking the button below. I do appreciate it. Let's get into it. All right, here we go. A little background there gets me a little excited. Let's see. All right, here we go.
Attention, everyone. Gather around for a free concert of beautiful music.
Wow,
Okay.
concert. Fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, after he starts playing, how are the people going to react? Usually, if I hear Squidward play the clarinet in episodes of SpongeBob, it's not great, but I think it's funny because it's like they paid a professional clarinet player to like try and play badly on purpose. I've talked about this several times, including on the Band Geeks episode, how a lot of times in movies and TV shows, they'll have people that are pros, but they'll get them to play badly. But what they end up playing is like really hard and difficult, and no beginner could quite do that. And I've told you all before, I did teach music or band or instrumental music or whatever you want to call it. I was a high school band director is what I was. And so I'm curious to see what's going to happen here at this free concert.
And a 1 and a 2.
Here we go. Yeah, and to my earlier point, like what he's playing is in the high register, well above the octave key on the clarinet. He's way up there, and no one who really wasn't that good would be able to play what he's playing. So they probably got a professional clarinet player to try and sound bad, but doing what he's doing now is probably more difficult. I used to talk to a lot of professional musicians, and it's actually harder for them to do this than for them to play in their normal way, which sounds great, but they have to like force themselves to play badly, which they have to like consciously force themselves to make the instrument sound like this, all squeaky and scratchy, which again, with someone who isn't that good, the notes wouldn't come out at all. Like there would be no notes. It would just be a bunch of squeals and squeaks. Here you have notes, but they're making it sound bad, quote unquote. But let's see where this little plot line goes here. What? Okay. Wow. And by the way, there's only one place that I've ever seen someone play like this in this physical position, and that's on the box of the Zatarain's rice in the grocery store. He's playing way up like that. You don't play clarinet like this, obviously. And it's so funny. I do remember being a band director, and when I would first introduce the instruments to the students, every single time, almost without fail, the students, when I brought out the clarinet, they would just start talking about Squidward. And at the time, I'm like, what? I mean, I kind of sort of know what that is, but I didn't watch SpongeBob SquarePants, obviously, because I still haven't seen these because I'm reacting to them for the first time here with you. But every time they would know the clarinet from SpongeBob that they had seen. So I guess it's hurting them so much listening to this that the notes themselves, the animated notes that are coming out of the bell of the clarinet, are coming down and kicking him with these eighth notes. That's pretty funny. He's just oblivious. He's just into it. Whoa. And again, what he's actually playing is actually really difficult. And there was probably some pro musician in the studio who's like trying to play it and yet have a really bad tone quality. And so it was probably pretty difficult for whoever did this. But seems like they're not going to put up with it here. They've got him where they want him now.
Hey, what's going on? Put me down. Let go my legs. My clarinet.
Ooh. They threw his notes. I'm surprised they gave him his clarinet back. I thought they would think, well, let's keep the clarinet. That way he won't be able to play anymore. Walking down the street playing. Which, by the way, I mean, you do see this. You don't see walking down the sidewalk per se, but, you know, if you live in a bigger place, you may have seen street musicians that are just on the street and they're just playing and they have a little tip jar there and they want people to put tips in. Usually they're pretty decent. You have people that are not doing so well that do this. And then you have people that are doing just fine that do this for fun on the street just because they like to play. But usually they're not terrible. They at least know some songs that are pretty decent, and they're usually enjoyable to listen to. Larry, I think that guy's name is. Okay, wow. That's look at his face here. And that's a powerful clarinet. They don't need a demolition crew here. They either need SpongeBob taking a driving exam or Squidward playing his clarinet. Both of them apparently cause destruction. Oh man. Yeah, fire underwater and water underwater. I always sort of question the SpongeBob physics of the SpongeBob universe.
One more time.
Put the clarinet down nice and slow.
Who are you supposed to be? The music police?
Maybe.
That's right, fella.
Music police.
And you are in violation of Section 4 of the Symphony Code.
Symphony
Reckless
Code.
playing of a reed instrument.
The clarinet is officially out of commission.
That's pretty funny. So it kind of reminds you of like if you're parked in a no parking zone, there are some places that'll put the boot on your car, something that will make your car undrivable until you, I guess, pay your fine or get them to unlock it. And instead of that, she put a big cork. She put a big cork in the bell with a little lock on it so he can't play it. And he got a little citation for being in violation of the Symphony Code, which was written on a piece of sheet music with music on it. That's just great. I can tell I'm going to enjoy this episode. He can't play now.
You want that boot off your clarinet? You'll have to undergo mandatory music re-education.
You gotta be kidding me.
Little Flipper Music Academy. So it's like instead of going to like driver's ed or even DUI school or something, he's got to go to music education. And I've known a few people who could probably benefit from that. Actually, I was the one doling it out, I guess, but not for people who are out on the street playing. They said he was recklessly playing a reed instrument or reckless playing of a reed instrument. And the truth is that at the beginning, you do kind of sound like that because it takes a while to get used to what your muscles have to do to produce a good tone quality. But he's been playing for a long time and he still sounds like that. So maybe this will do him some good here.
Oh, no. I am not going to any school for minnows.
He's going to be in there with some kids. I laugh because as the music police are carrying him in there and hauling him in, I guess he's supposed to be like a drum major. He has like a little mace, which you don't see all the time. You do see with some bands, and he's like moving it up and down while he's carrying him in here. Like he has to do that in order to move. That's pretty funny.
Hey, you can't degrade me like this.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Calling car 38. A drummer missed a beat at the jazz club on Bebop Way.
Bebop Way.
Rock and roll.
They're gonna hit this drummer with some guitars for missing a beat, for missing one beat, apparently. And seems like what Squidward was doing was way worse than that.
I wouldn't be caught dead sitting in front of this class.
Oh, he's in the
See
back.
me back here.
Good morning, class. Would everyone please turn their chairs around?
What? Oh, for Neptune's sake.
It looks like we have a new student sitting right up front today.
Yeah, and I commented on another video. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was Ned's Declassified, where Mr. Sweeney did this one time, where, you know, you had some students in the back, and so he just went to the back and made the back the front and made everyone turn their chairs around. So I guess that's what this teacher has done. I don't know her name yet, or maybe that was the front all along and they just had them backwards for whatever reason. And I see a saxophone on the wall with 3 keys on it. Okay. And some maracas and bongos and a tambourine down there. This should be pretty interesting.
Stand and introduce yourself to the class.
Oh, boy.
My name is Squidward Tentacles, and I've been playing clarinet longer than you all have been alive.
And why are you here,
Uh-oh.
Mr. Tentacles?
Because of a court order.
Court order. Squidward got a court order. Squidward got
Oh,
a
boy.
court order.
Throwing sheets of music at him.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
One more new student joining us today.
Oh, is he the drummer?
Hello.
And the second I heard SpongeBob, I didn't really expect him to be in this class, but the second I heard him, I'm like, okay. Well, if Squidward is disliking this now, I don't know what's going to happen when he finds out he's going to be in the same class as SpongeBob. And I'm wondering, was he the drummer, or did he do something else to be sent here? Or, you know, my guess would be he's just here because he likes it and he enjoys doing this. But I've never heard of him playing a musical instrument. I wonder what it is he's going to play here.
I'm SpongeBob SquarePants, and I'm really looking forward to... Squidward! I didn't know you were taking this class, too.
Yeah.
Isn't this wonderful? We're musical classmates.
Kill me.
What was Boating Buddies? This reminds me of that, where they go to driving school together and he says they're boating buddies. And then at the end, he needs help after saying, look, we're not boating buddies. And at the end, he says, well, we are. But then he ends up running out of time to take the test. I remember that now.
I would like each of you to play your instrument to gauge everyone's skill level.
Okay.
We'll go around the classroom one by one. Fergus, would you start
Fergus.
us off?
Well,
Good effort, Fergus.
pretty good at first, but then I've never seen guitar strings do that, but okay.
Nelly.
No.
Interesting technique.
And you know, an octopus, man, they would be a rockin' drummer because they've got 8 or however many tentacles their octopi are supposed to have. If they could play, they would be a rockin' drummer, don't you think?
Otto, would you play a little on your guitar?
Guitar.
Oh.
He's got those big old claws. He crushed it there.
Definitely room for improvement. Student SquarePants, would you give us a taste of your musical talent?
Certainly.
What's he gonna play? I don't know how the sound is coming out, and his nose doesn't even have like nostrils or anything, but sounds good, doesn't it? Boy. Wow. Pretty good. All right, now it's his turn.
And now it's time for Mr. Tentacles to demonstrate his musical abilities.
Now, let me show you how it's really done.
Here we
Brace
go.
yourselves, for you are about to witness a stroke of pure genius.
It was way better than what they did, though, wasn't it? I mean, they didn't even really play anything. Now, it's not as good as what SpongeBob did, but it's a lot better than them. Yet they're going to be all upset by this, I'm guessing. Okay. Wasn't too bad.
It sounds like you had some kind of stroke. The clarinet may be too advanced for your level, Mr. Tentacles.
Oh, is he going to have to play
Perhaps you
something
should
else?
try a different instrument?
And you know, that's interesting. That does happen sometimes, especially at the very beginning of a student's musical progress and playing a musical instrument. So oftentimes they will struggle for a time, but that's very normal. It takes time, like I mentioned before, to get a good quality sound and to know kind of what that feels like and what you have to do to produce that. But every once in a while, you'll have a student that they just struggle with the particular instrument, and it could be they just can't get the technique right, or sometimes the shape of their jaw or mouth or skull, believe it or not, and they get put on another instrument, and many times they do fine with that one, particularly brass versus a woodwind, because the way you play those are very, very different. So yeah, sometimes. And then I used to have other people that would just either get bored or frustrated, and they would say, well, can I just switch instruments? Like that was their solution for everything. They didn't need to, but sometimes that does happen, especially very early on in someone's learning to play. Harmonica. That doesn't sound too bad. Okay. Okay. It's like no matter what he touches, it just doesn't work. And so far, when Squidward plays, it doesn't sound all that bad. Even the harmonica. I mean, it just sounds like a harmonica. Nothing wrong with it. Okay. A little band going. A kazoo. Now they can all play. Pretty good.
You should just work on your fingering.
Did you catch what she says here? Just work on your fingering. And that is something that is done, particularly if students are learning a new note or playing a difficult passage. I will just say, or back in my teaching days, I would say, hey, this time let's go through it again, but this time don't play, just focus on your fingering, meaning which buttons or keys you have to press down with your hands in order to play the correct notes. Yeah, that is very valuable. And then after you get that right a few times, then you try to play it again. That's what he's doing. Now that I wouldn't recommend. All right, they're rocking. Oh boy. She didn't say put your mouth on the broom handle and blow on it. She just said work on your fingering.
That's it. I've had enough of this nonsense.
Court order? Okay, busted it out. Tornado. Oh boy. Music alarm. A music alarm. Now that I've never seen. Looks just like a fire alarm, but it's a music alarm. I'm wondering what's going to happen here. Oh. Blew him right out the door. It's a musical tornado. Wow. Yeah, I was wondering. I thought either they would have some device that would silence everything, or they would call these people back, which I guess they're going to try and get him out. Although now it looks almost like a hostage situation or a standoff of sorts.
Before someone's eardrums get hurt.
Come and take it,
Okay. Oh boy. He looks like a supervillain from Marvel or something like that at this point. He busts out and he's transporting himself using his musical tornado. I couldn't think this up if I tried. This is pretty out there, but very entertaining.
He's getting too powerful. What do we do now?
Send in the maestro.
The maestro. I can't wait. Oh, here we go. The maestro. And of course, you have to have a powdered wig, of course. I don't know why, but apparently you do. Mozart.
Fun's over, Bad Tovin.
Bad Tovin. I love this. The musical police, they put music note shaped handcuffs on them. And apparently they're now going to put the clarinet in the, looks like a wood chipper there. And by the way, there are plastic clarinets and wood clarinets. Neither one would survive this, though. I wonder which one Squidward's is.
You won't be hurting anyone with this anymore.
Okay, there it goes.
Your villainous
Shard.
vibrato days are over.
Poor Squidward. I kind of feel bad for him now because I know from all the previous episodes I've seen, like his clarinet, that's like the world to him. And now he just witnessed it being shredded up. Hopefully he'll get it back. We'll see.
Ever play music again?
Don't worry, Squidward. You can take up a new hobby, like lint sorting or competitive thumb twiddling or...
I don't have any thumbs.
Yeah, he doesn't have any thumbs. Aw.
Go ahead and give it a big blow, buddy.
Oh, and they like that. It's like a trumpet.
Positively angelic.
Angelic. That I didn't expect. So good one, SpongeBob. I didn't anticipate that one.
You finally found your instrument. It was right in front of your nose.
They're gonna
all
play their
along.
noses.
In fact, it was your nose.
That's gross. I guess he has ink because he's a squid.
Excuse me.
I think we can all agree Mr. Tentacles is the most improved student in the
He gets let out of music jail or whatever, or the school. What? It's crazy. Oh, gross. That's pretty funny. He finally found his gift. Okay. All right. Well, that's the episode. That one was really funny and enjoyable for me personally because of my experience as a band director. So in the end, it was his nose that he was good at and not so much his clarinet. And I wonder in future episodes, I don't know if he gets the clarinet back or as usual, do they just pretend like this never happened and he has his clarinet again? But I did enjoy that one. Thank you for those of you that recommended it. Just a quick reminder, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, hit that button below and subscribe and give this video a like if you don't mind, please. Also consider becoming a channel member so you can take advantage of the perks of a channel membership. But I'm going to leave the video here. I'll see you on the next one right here on School Principal Reacts. Thanks for watching.